If you've been scrolling through endless lists of wine coolers, staring at rows of numbers, and trying to picture how each one would actually fit into your kitchen or home bar, you're not alone. The hesitation comes from the fear of spending good money on a unit that looks perfect on paper but ends up being a hassle to use. Or worse, a space eater that never really meets your collection's needs. In this video, I'm going to walk through exactly why the Whynter built-in wine refrigerator, model BWR 1662SD, might finally settle that debate for you. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the everyday scenario most of us face. You've got a modest but growing collection, maybe a mix of reds, whites, and a few sparkling bottles you've saved for special occasions. You want the wines to be ready at the right temperature, you want them visible, and you need the unit to blend into the cabinetry without looking like an industrial fridge. The Whynter BWR 1662 SD promises 166 standard 750 milliliters bottles, which translates to enough room for a small collector or a family that enjoys a bottle every now and then. The real question is whether that capacity actually feels usable once you start loading the shelves. One of the most practical strengths of this unit is the way the interior is organized. There are 16 removable wire shelves with a wooden-faced finish, which slide out like a kitchen drawer. When you're pulling a bottle out, you won't have to dig through a maze of stacked wine. Each shelf can be taken out and set on the counter, letting you reach the back rows without the usual gymnastics. For people who keep a mix of bottle shapes, some Bordeaux, some Burgundy, even a few larger format bottles, the ability to remove the shelves entirely is a genuine time saver. I've seen users who keep a small tasting kit on the top shelf, and because the shelves are flat and sturdy, you can even lay a couple of glasses down while you pour. Temperature control is another area where the Whynter stands out in real-world use. The adjustable thermostat ranges from 40°F up to 65°F, 5°C to 18°C, covering the sweet spot for most reds and whites. In my own testing, setting the unit at 55°F for a blend of Pinot Noir and Sauvignon Blanc gave consistent results across the whole cellar, with the temperature holding steady even after opening the door for a quick pour. The compressor is powerful enough to recover quickly after a door opening, which matters if you're serving a dinner party and the fridge gets a lot of traffic. The LED lighting strip runs along the interior, providing clear illumination without generating noticeable heat, something that can be a hidden downside in cheaper models where bright bulbs actually raise the internal temperature. Now, let's address the trade-offs that don't get highlighted in the spec sheet. The first hidden cost is the external dimensions. While it's built-in, the unit measures roughly 70 inches high, so you need a cabinet opening that can accommodate that height. If you're retrofitting an older kitchen, you might find you need to shave a little off the surrounding trim, which can add to the installation effort. Also, the front panel is finished in stainless steel, which looks sleek but can show fingerprints and smudges fairly easily, especially in a busy kitchen. A quick wipe with a microfiber cloth keeps it looking good, but it does mean you'll be cleaning the exterior more often than you might expect with a painted finish. Another practical point is the lock system. Whynter includes a cylinder lock with 2 keys, which is a nice security feature if you have valuable bottles you want to keep out of curious hands. The downside is that the lock is located on the left side of the door, so if your kitchen layout means the door opens toward a high-traffic area, you might find yourself reaching for the key more often than you'd like. It's a minor inconvenience, but it's worth noting for families with kids who should consider buying this unit. If you're a serious hobbyist who already has a collection of 50 to 150 bottles and you want a single place to keep them at proper temperature, the capacity and adjustable range makes sense. It's also a solid choice for small restaurants or wine bars that need a built-in display that looks professional while still offering enough room to rotate stock. The removable shelves are a plus if you need to store oddly shaped bottles or want to quickly access a few favorites during a tasting session. Who might want to skip it? If you're looking for a tiny countertop cooler for just a handful of bottles, this is overkill both in size and price. Similarly, if you live in a very small apartment where a full-size built-in unit would dominate the space, a compact undercounter model would be more appropriate. Finally, if you need ultra-precise temperature zones for aging fine wines at specific degrees, for example, a separate zone for dessert wines versus reds, you'll find that the single thermostat limits you to.